Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, August 5th, and we are talking right now with Troy West from allplayswin.com. We're doing our regular baseball series preview betting show. It's done very well this year. My picks in this series, in this show, have gone plus 14 units on the year, and Troy West tells me he's been absolutely killing it in baseball since at least May. Troy West, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks, Pete. I appreciate it. No, it's been an outstanding baseball season so far, and I only think that it's going to get better and better. I think once you see the trade deadline, where these teams stand, the teams that are actually there to make a playoff push, and the other teams that are going to fall to the bottom and start playing their minor league talent, I think that provides more value for the handicappers out there. So hope for continued success on this show, Pete, and continued success at allplayswin.com.
Well, you know, from what you've told me, you've had an awesome baseball season. So give folks a little snapshot of your results so far this year in baseball.
Yeah, Pete, no, it's been outstanding. We've had winning months, May, June, July, and so far out to an outstanding August. Right now we're playing one game a day is all, Pete. One rock solid, our top MLB play of the day. We've hit 6 out of our last 7. Going into yesterday was our first loss with the Detroit Tigers. We'd hit 6 in a row, but we've been on fire, Pete. Really encourage people to come take a look. We're really gearing up for preseason NFL, and right now we actually just released a couple of our first college football games. So
wow.
allplayswin.com, Pete. I think we're one of the best handicapping services out there.
All right, I got 3 series that I want to discuss with you, and again, here in the second half, things have switched up a little bit. We're after the trade deadline, so my thoughts have changed on some of these teams. First one I want to discuss with you is Tampa Bay at the Cubs. Now, we know the deal with Tampa Bay, right? In the beginning of the year, they were by far the worst team to bet on in baseball. Awesome fade. I was fading them most games, most series. Now, though, they've really turned around. I did read at some sabermetric sites they were expecting better things from Tampa Bay in the second half, and their numbers have been pretty impressive. Plus 33.5% ROI in July, and that's second best in all of baseball. They're plus 28% since the All-Star break. That's third best in baseball, and so you got to think that maybe that's at least partially very legit, real, and likely to continue. They're going on the road into Chicago, and the Cubs, of course, we know they traded away Samardzija and their big pitchers, and so now they're just looking like they're kind of, throwing in the towel on the year. They weren't that great to begin with. The only thing keeping them up was some of the big names in their pitching staff. So they're looking like they're ripe for a fall. Minus 15% ROI in July and minus 7% ROI since the All-Star break. Is Tampa Bay now a no-brainer bet on in this series?
You know, I'd like to think they are going to take the series, and I want to take credit for saying that Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay would get back in the race. Mm-hmm. It does scare me a little bit, Pete, just the fact that they did get rid of David Price and really didn't pick up too much value with David Price. So to me, it could show that the GM of this ball club is giving up on Tampa Bay. It scares me a little bit. They did take a loss last night to Oakland in which they fought hard. But, going into Chicago, it's always a good bet betting against Chicago. Right. Tampa Bay's pitching. Alex Cobb was outstanding again yesterday. We know Chris Archer's been good. They got Hellickson back. I do think it could be a good bet for Tampa Bay to take this series, so I will officially go on record. But in terms of closing the year strong, I don't know if I see it just because of the trade of David Price and really not picking up anything in return. So I think Tampa Bay down the stretch may not be as good as a bet, but in this series, I'll go with Tampa Bay.
All right, and then Boston at the Angels is the next series that I want to discuss, and another interesting series. In Boston, of course, interesting, curious team, right? They dealt Lackey and Lester, and they pick up Cespedes. So, they've been kind of an under-trender on the year. Maybe they'll be an over-trender, but they've been a consistently bad bet all year. I think they're second worst in all of baseball in terms of the money standings, and the Angels, we know the deal with them, right? They've been absolutely streaking. They're second best in all of baseball in terms of the money standings, and the best at home, plus 16% ROI at home on the year. They've been really streaking recently. They are just plus 2.5% since the All-Star break, but Boston's minus 25% since the All-Star break. So they've been a great fade, and I just see Boston as kind of a good fade in general right now. So, taking the Angels at home in a fade of Boston is something I feel very comfortable doing. Do you like the Angels here?
Yeah, I do. I do think you're going to see some extremely high lines. My initial bet's actually going to be on the overs in this series, Pete. Right. This Boston pitching staff at this point is just brutal. Even Clay Buchholz absolutely got drilled again by the New York Yankees. He's supposed to be their number one. I just think the way this Angels team's hitting the ball, they're hitting good pitching. They put up another 5 runs on Zach Greinke yesterday. I think this team's extremely well hitting the ball right now. They're hitting on all cylinders. I do think they take the series. They are going to have some high lines, but overall, I'm going to go with the overs in this series. Boston can hit the ball a little bit. We know the pitching staff of the Angels is outstanding. They're good. But overall, right now, looking at it, Pete, I'm going to go with the overs in this series.
All right, sounds good. You want to go official on that?
Official on the overs.
All right, Troy West, thanks. And then the third series we want to discuss, Minnesota at Oakland. And Oakland, the other end of that Boston trade, they lose Cespedes, add Lester, so that's got to put at least some pressure on their unders. And I was on their unders in the Tampa Bay series and was pretty profitable with that. So here I'm thinking unders again. I'm not totally super sold on Minnesota's lineup going into a pitcher-friendly park like Oakland. And, both teams have been 50-50-ish on totals overall on the year, but I think given both teams' situations right now and this point in the season and the locale and everything, I'm thinking unders might have some value in this series. What do you think, Troy?
Yeah, no, I'm going to circle the unders as well, Pete.
Okay.
I think you get two pitching staffs that are both pretty good for the most part. I know at times Minnesota's can struggle, but for whatever reason right now, Oakland's bats have really struggled. So far with Cespedes out of the lineup, they have not been getting the same production out of Donaldson and some of the big bats in that lineup. Brandon Moss is struggling. So, Oakland's a team that's been putting up 3 runs where earlier on in the year you saw them in the 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to go unders. We know their pitching staff's great. We know Minnesota's lineup's not great. I'm going to circle unders in that series.
Awesome. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Tampa Bay, Angels, and Minnesota, Oakland unders, and you also like Boston Angels overs. I think we got some winners this weekend. Thanks so much, Troy.